WD18, the Watford Fans channel, here for some instant match reaction after the Golden Boys beat Norwich 1-0 at home in Xisco Munoz's first game in charge. What a win that was. What a massive performance as well. Obviously, things very different. Watford playing the 7:45 game today, seeing all the other teams that were above us and around us actually not slipping up, meant, of course, that Watford had to go out and put a performance against top-of-the-table Norwich. And listen, we were more than aware of what Norwich's capabilities were coming into this game. That front three, Pukki, Cantwell, Buendia. We kept those guys very, very quiet today. And what a brilliant performance that was. I think for the first time this season, I think I've genuinely seen us with an attack-minded game plan to set out and actually win a game of football as well. We'll start off, of course, with the first half. It was a relatively slowish sort of start, I think, from both sides. Obviously, Norwich more than aware, of course, that they'll be coming up against a very slightly different kind of Watford side. And in all fairness, though, with that first half, we did go 1-0 up. Great ball in by Ken Summer. That is a brilliant assist from him. And Ismail Assar, back post to tap it in. We're 1-0 up, and that is a goal that will give Ismail Assar a huge amount of confidence. It's what he needs, really. There's been a lot of murmurs, a lot of rumours circulating around Ismail Assar, and, he just looked really unhappy under Vladimirovic. But he looked better today, he was getting lively in the first few minutes. He was kind of running at that Norwich defence. He earned himself a free kick. Looked very dangerous as well in that second half. Got a little bit hot-headed as well, maybe towards the end. Maybe on another day, committing a couple of fouls after picking up a yellow card, maybe you could have seen red, and that's the start of the game. I'm sure he'll kind of work on and all that, but I just think he was excited to be getting involved, kind of being able to kind of move the ball forward, use that killer pace of his that he has, and ultimately, look, he opened the goal scoring for us. We went 1-0 up, but we should have been up by more goals at half time. I said, actually, I think we could have been at least 3 up by half time. And we saw the team selection, of course, when the team news, of course, came out. An interesting kind of selection. Of course, a lot of injuries at the back for Watford. Trusticon Kabasele missing, with Francisco Sirialta coming in. I'm very surprised to not see Stipe Peretz start up top today. Andre Gray getting the nod ahead of him. It's obviously, we know how well Troy and Andre have kind of worked together, and I think maybe Xisco wanted to potentially utilise that. It didn't work for me today. I think there was a great chance that Andre had. He hit it up into the side netting. I've seen a few fans say it was a very tough technique. You need to be getting that on target. If you don't score it, you need to at least get it on target. And that was really poor. And of course, the second, I think probably an even bigger miss than that one. A ball coming in, I think, from the right-hand side. I think I mean from Ismail Assar. Troy miskicking it, giving it literally... Troy miskicked it, but he gave it in a position to Andre where he surely had to score, and he couldn't do it. He spoons the ball over the bar. It was honestly... It was easier to score. And it's just that level of clinicalness that Andre's missing. He looked good. Listen, he was getting in behind the defence, doing a lot of that sort of stuff. A few through balls over by Troy, through lob balls over by Troy in that second half as well. They're kind of finding each other. Again, I still feel as that's a relatively new partnership, especially in this division. It'll only grow, but Andre really didn't help himself today. And I felt like whilst he played well, whilst his movement was better, his finishing is just absolutely nowhere near the level that was required. And ultimately, look, I think for the next game, I think it's time Stipe started. Stipe and Troy should be starting 2 up front. Stipe looked okay when he came on. Bit of a howler, I think, at the back from Norwich. Stipe a little bit flat-footed in that scenario. Perhaps if he were sharper, he should have scored. But again, was it maybe one of those whereby we look at it and we think, okay, maybe he should be doing better there. Maybe he should be at least be getting a shot on target there, perhaps, or maybe even scoring. Who knows? But look, we've won the game. It's a 1-0 win for Watford. Defensively, I want to touch on this because I thought we were brilliant defensively, in that 6-yard area today. Oh, wow. Some brilliant performances in there. But the one man I'm going to single out was, in fact, not the guy who started the game, but a substitute in Adam Messina. What a performance that was. Goal-saving tackle to deny Timu Pukki, which would have surely have been the equaliser. in the game for Norwich. That was an absolutely magnificent tackle. We pulled off another one as well in added time. brilliant tackle by Adam Messina. He gives us that experience in that left back role. That's not to say Jeremy Ngakia played badly today. Messina just his positional sense is just fantastic, and to get that tackle in there, goal saving tackle, 3-point saving tackle is what that actually was. A full credit to Adam Messina. It was great to have him back in there again today, and I hope he's going to be a permanent fixture in this team. It looks like he probably will be. But no, fantastic from him today. Big shout out as well to Kiko Femenir, Francisco Sirialta. I think the Chilean in particular, I wasn't particularly sure how he was going to play today. Was a bit nervous for him in all honesty, but he looked to do really well for us today. And ultimately, they kept Norwich very quiet. Ben Foster only having maybe a couple of saves to make. He'll be very grateful for that today. We managed to blunt that very dangerous Norwich attack. And ultimately they'll be very, very disappointed. And I don't mean to kind of conjure things up even more there, but we kept them quiet today. And I'll be honest, they might well be top of the table, but they didn't look or play like a side that were top of the table today. And I think we did a real job on them. And that's so massive credit to Cisco Munoz and his coaching team as well. And it was great again, fantastic to see. End of the match. Final whistle goes. The camera zoom in on Munoz. He's ecstatic. He's celebrating with the bench. He's smiling. The players look happy. The players have got a smile on their faces. They're playing for the manager. The manager acknowledges how big a result that is. And it smiles all round for the fans, smiles all round for the players, and more importantly, it's a happy dressing room. And that is the most important thing at this football club. Right, and now, of course, it's time for me to have a little bit of a chat about who I think, personally, my man of the match was, and a small look ahead to the game next Saturday. Not a whole load of contestants for me to choose from today. Players to choose from today. It's going to be someone from that defence, because the rearguard action today was absolutely fantastic. Big shout out to Adam Messina. Did great when he came on, but I'm going to pick a man who started the full 90 minutes. I think that's only fair. And for me, that man is Francisco Sirialta. Very nervous about how we played today. Big game for him, big chance for him to step up. He's put in some decent performances for the Chile national team. We've been excited to see what he can potentially do. But when I saw him on the team sheet, I genuinely thought it would be it'd be a slightly too big a game for him to be able to step up on. But my God, was I wrong with that today. He was absolutely brilliant in there. Him and Bell Milmot, great defensive unit as well. Having to work together, of course, with the injuries that we do have in there. And for me, my man of the match today, I think by a clear distance, would probably be Francisco Sirialta. As I say, fair, big mentions as well. The likes of Adam Messina, Kiko as well. Those two guys worked their socks off. But Sirialta to come in, his first game, full 90 minutes for him. What a performance that was, and he's well deserving of the man of the match for me. And of course, the last thing to say is to look ahead to a week's time. How lucky are we to say that in the Championship? Our next game is in a week's time. We travel to the South Coast. South Coast? No, we don't. We travel to South Wales. Oh dear, got that wrong. Travel to South Wales to take on Swansea. This is now a massive week for Munoz. Not because of any fixture that's been played. It's because we don't have a fixture coming up this week. Minutes can be spent on the training ground, honing things, working on that attack-minded philosophy that he has. And it was clear for us, it was clear for me to see today. We started relatively brightly, and that attack-minded nature that Munoz had. I could see it today. We had some sort of a game plan. You could see Troy and Andre were trying their hardest to work. It didn't work out today for some parts of the game, but you could see what was kind of happening there. And from my perspective, I want to see Stipe Perizza start and partner Troy Deeney for the next game. I think that's got to happen. But whatever does happen, I think Cisco has got to use that this time on the training pitch. A few more smiles. I'd love to see a few more smiles as well on the training pitch. I've just seen a few pictures of him smiling as well at the full-time whistle. It's fantastic to see. But this is now a massive week as well. The players get a rest. The typical Christmas schedule is hectic. It's not going to be as hectic for us this week. And that's massive. Work on the training pitch. Go to Swansea. Fresh players. And another chance for us to show, I guess what this team can do. And it was so refreshing today to see the likes of Sarr running, using his pace, We looked like we genuinely wanted to get that second goal. Of course, as I say, things kind of got a bit clammy towards the end. I honestly thought Norwich were going to nick it and nick an equaliser there, but they didn't do that. Fair play to our defence. Attack mindedness will definitely be able to work on. There's no doubt about that for me. But the Xisco Munoz reign as Watford, the new era, has started off with a win. Next Saturday, we visit Swansea. Let's keep building on it. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on working on it. And let's build on the positivity of this result. Big win, big 3 points. Come on, New Orleans.